I'd like to begin this at this point with Kweku. Kweku, the CHRAJ board matters have come up. We have very limited time. Matters have come up. If you can deal with that briefly and move on. There are those who say she should just resign. Thankfully, the CJ has made a prima facie case against her, and she has questions to answer as soon as the committee, 5-panel investigative committee is set up. What do you say to that?
Well, I think we've reached a very significant point in this whole unfolding CHRAJ saga. I recall the earlier days, some of us actually put in the advice that Madame Loretta Lamte could step aside or just give up. But it was her right to reject it and proceed the way she's going. Now, Chief Justice has made a prima facie determination, which is a very significant thing, though not conclusive of any guilt. But
I say it's a presumptive guilt, not conclusive guilt.
Okay, you are the lawyer, and you've chosen your words. I will go along with them. But it's significant in terms of our constitutional evolution relative to the CHRAJ and its history. So it's a very significant thing. And I've seen her response. She respects the process. She's prepared to defend herself. So I think we should allow things to proceed in that direction. Rather than subjecting the whole thing to a certain public or media trial. We've reached a very significant place. We just wait to see the committee, the composition of the body that is going to do the work set up and the processes that they will go through. It's good for our democracy. I must praise those who also put in the petition. It helps to consolidate our democratic culture. The courage, the conviction, and the readiness to use the Constitution. That is also significant. Other citizens must, emulate that particular, culture and spread it. It's in our interest.
Thank you. He's spoken for less than 2 minutes. I'll take you to 2 minutes. Well, whilst we are waiting for the committee to be set up, you hear somebody like Emil Schultz say he's very unhappy that CHRAJ has suffered such a battering public image. Internationally, we are hearing some news that's not good. The petitioners, or the petitioner in this matter, is also suggesting that when the committee is set up, the president should go ahead and suspend her according to the president's powers.
I'm sure you are now putting it in a better way, but the petitioner, your client, did not say that. He said the president should go ahead and suspend her. And I thought that procedurally that was bad, that was wrong. It is only after the committee has been set that the president can now exercise that power. And that is not even mandatory, it's a may provision. So you are now putting it right, that when the committee is set, you urge the president to suspend.
It's okay to urge the president now, pending when it is
so
done.
Yes, when you are urging the president now, it's as if the president doesn't know the constitution, and this is a president who is straightforward in his thinking. I think that I heard a press release read by the media. Her opening comments I didn't like. That she's disappointed that the Chief Justice has gone ahead to. I thought that this was a platform, because she has also been speaking, and I thought that this was a platform for her now to also now tell the whole world and defend herself. She subsequently indicated that in a press statement, but I also think that the first portion should have been out at all, showing her dislike for the Chief Justice, saying that there's a prima facie case. You see, the committee is going to be made up of 5. 2 are going to be appointed by the Chief Justice, who are not going to be lawyers, and are not going to be judges, and are not going to be the members of the Council of State. I urge the Chief Justice to appoint people who have not commented on this matter as a tool to add to the 3 Superior Court judges. But when this matter broke till today, prominent people in society have passed judgment, verdict, and have made comments on the matter. The Chief Justice should carefully look at the situation and not appoint any of these persons who have commented on this matter onto the program, onto the committee.
Okay, the appointments, the 3 justices of the Superior Courts will be appointed by the Judicial Council, not the Chief Justice.
Yes.
And then the other two, who are not supposed to be MPs or members of the Council of State or whatsoever, are to be appointed by the Chief Justice with the advice from the Council of State.
So these are the two people I'm talking about. As for the judges, I have no problem because I have not heard any judge make comment. But these two people who are to be appointed by Chief Justice, the Chief Justice should ensure that persons who have commented on this matter should not be appointed onto that committee. Else, it is within her right to also raise an objection to the panel that is being created. And we don't want to be boxed in some difficulty. So my appeal and my prayer to the Chief Justice is to ensure that those who are going to occupy the other two seats in the committee should not be persons who have commented on this matter.
Thank you. Gordon, what do you say?
Well, it's heartwarming that we are going through this process. You know, I made an earlier comment that there has been a systemic failure. So if now we are beginning to see a resurrection of how things can go well with us, for me, we have to give thumbs up for that. My friend has just spoken about the composition. It's crucial because I will not, in fact, I will not only limit it to people who have not made comments. I will wish that these two persons are not people who are conspicuously in the media or in the public front. People who have that competence, people who have that, you know, appeal, not people who are always heard in one way or the other. People who, by their education...
Why is that your criteria? Why?
No, I'm saying that we should go beyond that. You see, my friend talked about people who have not made comments. But I'm saying that it is possible somebody may not have made a comment, but the person has some link, some, you know, we should just go for people who are not seen openly. Unless, of course, something you're saying that it will create a difficulty. It will not. There are some people who have cool heads. And they are cool, they are sober. They will act and act decisively. And I think that if we can have such persons who assist the three members of the judiciary, I think that...
sober, having a cool head is now equal to being fair and firm?
No, naturally, if somebody has a cool head, that person should be that who is emotionally stable. You can't take it away from the person.
Okay.
And you see, once we have such people, you see, the credibility of this committee is crucial. The credibility. As for the judges, I have no, you know, there'll be no mistake about it. But you see, let us also not forget that this committee, its findings to come will not be the end. Will not be the end at all. It is just the beginning. So kudos to the process.
I don't understand you. When they are done, the Chief Justice will forward the recommendation to the President, and the Constitution says the President should implement the recommendation.
Yes, you see.
Yes, he has no
discretion
in that.
Let's
move on. Let's move on. Nana?
Samson,
yeah.
Yes, I agree that the people who have been instrumental in triggering the process have to be commended. Richard Nyama, one young man in my team, and also I think the Member of Parliament from Sawam, they took it upon themselves to trigger the process.
We do not know yet if it is the two petitions that are received the prima facie determination.
Yes, but
as far as we know, the 24-page report of the Chief Justice speaks only of Richard Nyama's petition.
But we know that the MP has also sent in a petition. And also your good self, because obviously you took it up upon yourself to give them legal representation. The reason why it is significant is that despite whatever that has been said, if the process is not triggered, it will just remain pure talk and end up in corruption perception index. So those of you who have triggered the process deserve every commendation. The facts in this matter, to me, are very clear. We all know the facts. The lady in question, the person involved, has not denied the essentials of the fact. What I have seen and heard her do is actually to justify the actions. Now, in my view, those actions that she took in that office totally against the moral.
You are disqualifying yourself from being appointed onto that committee.
No problem.
Right away.
Let me finish. So now that the process has been triggered, at the stage the president has the power to suspend her. The president should exercise that power because there's a certain moral outrage against what happened. Something, just 1 minute. This business about systemic failure, and my brother here in his last remark talked about systemic failure. Maybe I don't understand it very well. But you see, you have people who have clearly been shown to have diverted public funds, whether it was system failure or whatever. There has been
and when they are caught, they are being dealt with.
When they are caught, nothing is happening to them.
Which is the example? Oh, those who have been caught are being dealt with.
Take Sada. Somebody is giving $9 million to do a confirm.
They are refunding the money.
There is no, somebody steals a 2 pesos at the toll booth. They don't wait to refund the money.
Okay, so the difference is... Okay, Nana, so I think we should move on.
I don't know what we're talking about system failure. What do you mean?
Maybe you should take it on from here. Ali Dawood, is that his name? He's said to be a Nigerian. He's said to hold 5 passports. I do not know if all the passports bear the same name, but we're told that 3 of the passports are Ghanaian and 2 of the passports belong to the Republic of Nigeria. He is the man said to be the kingpin behind the Nayeli 12.5 cocaine saga.
Yes.
What do you say? His lawyer has been saying a few things.
Yes,
yes, he aided the lady, but
yes,
didn't know it was cocaine.
I mean, many questions still arise with this Alhaji Dawood. The government is saying that it's Alhaji Dawood who made it possible for the lady to go through VVIP. Now, the question that arises is that this Alhaji is supposed to be an ordinary fellow like you and me. How is
an ordinary fellow with 5 passports?
Yes, obviously they were fraudulent. But he's supposed to be an ordinary fellow like you and me, and Kweku Baku and everybody else here. Now, how? Sorry? Probably. Now, how is he able, the Alhaji, able to go through the presidential suite at the airport? And not only he, but he's able to take companions of himself. That's what we have been told. It's a big question that we still don't understand. The ordinary Alhaji, is able to go through VVIP, and he takes his friends along, and it all happens. You don't understand.
Systemic
systemic failure.
Well, he's repeating that. That's the point.
Then we are told that Alhaji was arrested upon his arrival in the country,
which he denies.
Alhaji says, I was not arrested.
Presented myself.
I presented myself. So what is the motive behind presenting the Alhajis in custody as an arrest? And then we're told that it was VIP.
That is, you are choosing to believe the Alhaji as against the state.
No, it throws the issues out in the public domain. The state is saying one thing. It raises questions. We must raise those questions. You have a situation where we're told the Attorney General in the charge sheet says that the lady had passage to the VVIP, the presidential suite. Then a junior minister comes to say that no, the Attorney General got it wrong. The cabinet minister, the Attorney General, very senior position, the junior minister says that she got it wrong. Then Alhaji Dawood comes and says, no, you use the VVIP. So it throws us further questions. So this matter, it's something that is total scale.
You're meant to speak for 2 minutes. You are done. Okay. How do you look at this particular issue?
Samson, this is a matter. You see, that is what I'm talking about.
System failure.
But you see, Kweku says that these are human beings who are manning these places. Yes.
Who are compromised.
Yes. You see,
allegedly. Because they are in court. They are
we are now in the process of investigating the matter, and I will pray that the comments we make should not be to prejudice. We should just leave the system to pray. Let's follow with eagle eyes, and then we can be making comments as the processes. We should just leave the system, a system which you know will fail. No, Samson, you're not getting the point. There's a systemic failure. That is why, now that we have been brought to this point, it means that we are correcting some. Now we have the charge boss. We are correcting. Today it is Dawood. He has 3 passports. The investigation will go down to find out how he came to get these 3. You understand the point? So you see, we are in the process of cleaning.
And in fact, the three, where I am curious is if they all bear the same name for whatever purposes and they are biometric, then that would be serious, because the biometric you can only hold one. And indeed, if you're a Ghanaian, I know that you can hold up to 3 passports anyway. You can hold your ordinary passport, you can have a service passport, and you can have a diplomatic passport. But the truth, though, is that if you have a service passport and you get a diplomatic passport, you have to surrender the service passport. So you can only hold 2 legitimately at a time.
That is what I'm saying.
He's
that
not
now
Ghanaian, he's us 3.
His conduct is not a subject of investigation. So let's leave it at that. Let us trust in the process of the investigation. And then at the end of the day, we'll be cleaning up again that systemic failure over there.
I think it's more like government failure.
It is not government failure.
Okay, thank
Systemic
you.
failure.
Now, Abraham, tell me now, what do you say? As far as we know, he's being charged for the narcotic offenses.
Is it government failure?
The state certainly needs, additional charges, in respect of this passport brouhaha.
Yes, and so the criminals do not engage in their activities so as to allow you track them. The last time I was on this program, I said that criminals make sure that they are ahead, at least one step, of the security agencies. In fact, criminals could even employ people to infiltrate the security agencies so as to be able to beat the system.
Especially narcotic criminals.
Exactly. So I am not surprised that in the wake of all these things, we are hearing contradictory statements, because that is the outcome of a well-connected criminal activity, which will leave people guessing. So, and the well over, these things do happen when you talk about these high-profile crimes. So, it now behoves our investigation officers to delve deep into this matter, bring out evidence that can nail the culprit. And so the prosecution in this one, and I'm suggesting something with my legal background, in this particular case, prosecution should not be sitting somewhere in their office and investigators doing investigation. I think that in this one, prosecution must join investigation team to undertake the investigation so that they can properly execute the task.
That's a good message to my very good friend who is leading this particular prosecution. I know he's a good guy. He'll do a good job. Koku, you may have heard his lawyer. Do you think he's helping the case? He's saying a whole lot of stuff people think might not be helpful to his client.
Well, I'm not sure how that will be tested in court, the court of law. He's talking on radio, and we are hearing him. But in court of law, it's a different ball game.
It's a criminal prosecution. The prosecution may use anything, no matter how they got it.
Yeah, but what he said on radio, to the effect, if maybe I haven't heard all, about the acquaintance between the girl, him, all those things.
They are
really,
not in an amorous.
Yes. That's still not sufficient enough evidence to nail the guy on the trafficking of the cocaine.
Okay.
You know that?
Okay.
That's not sufficient. You got to have something more to prove that the guy knew the girl was trafficking the cocaine when he was getting the passage for him and all the rest. We got to be sure about those things.
Right.
Otherwise, he can, get off the hook in a court of law. But you see, there's so much verbal diarrhea out there. I don't understand it. Sometimes, especially on the part of government communicators, they are in a hurry to, situate the man in a certain political context. Not too long ago,
both parties are doing the same thing.
No, I'm talking of the particular gentleman.
Okay.
This Alhaji Dawood. There was this publication or reported statement by one of government communicators that a man was his company was part
Giving
of the
a project.
subcontractors
For the Jubilee House.
Yeah, that's complete lie. I've checked the full list of the subcontractors. There were 28. That company
doesn't come in.
Yes, and I'm even told the company says they were commissioned, or they were formed somewhere 2009.
Okay.
We should curtail this verbal diarrhea.
Thank you very much. Gabi Asaro Chiridaku says, when a country's anti-corruption czar is being impeached or on charges of abuse of office, then ask yourself why. I wish you could have answered that question for me. Quite a good number of questions to come here. Someone says, this is Kingsley Kofi Karkari Bonzi. It says, Okujeto Ablakwa claim on Adom FM that government allocated 42.7 million for the free SHS program for 2015-2016 academic year. That the first term would need 18 million Ghana cedis. That total students expected would be 365,000, currently paying between 150 to 200 per term. Calculations, 18,000. Okay, so what are you saying? That they are lying to the Ghanaians once again. For the entire academic year, it would be 120 Ghana cedis. Okay, thank you. A lot of you have a lot of messages to give out yet. I've got some little Christmas surprise from you. It's coming from Latida. It says you should take these gift vouchers, which I'm handing over to you, and that those gift vouchers, you know, guarantee you a number of very nice outfits like the one I'm wearing, and it's open to the general public. All you need to do is to go to, Oasis Supermarket at airport near the Nyaho Clinic, and you pick a gift voucher, and you're going to get a good number of shirts or whatever you want, nicely designed from Latida for your loved ones. You can present these as your Christmas gift. Latida's number is 020-33-6444. 020-33-6444. Thank you very much. I'm Samson Ladia Yenini, and this has been Newsfile. Abdul Malik Kwekubaka Jr., Abraham Amaliba, Gordon Akpadi, and Nana Akomia. Earlier, we spoke to Michael Insoa, former Director General of the Ghana Education Service, and then Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa, as well as Julius Deborah. Thank you. Have a good afternoon. The show is repeated at 9:30 on this platform. Good afternoon. The news is up next.